I am, in fact, live. My hands are so dry, I had to put on Egyptian magic. It's like, utter balm and no crack and all this stuff that you have to put on your hands. Sometimes, if I work in concrete or something, my hands will get so dry that I literally will like slather on the crap and then put on like latex gloves and sleep with gloves on because you ever get those cracked fingers in the winter? Oh, bro, I'm telling you, it's the worst. Anyway, my hair is so fluffy. It's so long. I went to call Wes to see if I could get my hair cut, and it says that he doesn't take an appointment for a month. A month? I'm like, he must be out of town, like banding or something. So I need to find someone to cut my hair because it is like so long and so fluffy because it was really dirty from being rained on and dry and wet and dry. And I conditioned it today, and now it's like this crazy fluffy, like, oh my God. Hippie. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Sunday night. What a rainy ass day in Columbus, Ohio it was today. Hopefully wherever it was you were at, hopefully wherever it was that you were at was a better day than this. It was rainy from the time I woke up until the time it is still raining. I mean, I just was outside. It is still raining. It's just crappy. I mean, we need the rain. Don't get me wrong, but man, it is fall in full force. It was like warm and sunny and 80 yesterday, and today it's like 60 and rainy and gloomy, and leaves are falling, and fall is here. So, go fall. Welcome to Randsanity, episode 141. I'm still the guy in the van. See? That guy. Still here. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I need to find some other thing to put up there. A different marquee. The guy on the TV commercial. The guy who's sponsored by Sharpie. That's what I really want. The guy that's sponsored by Sharpie. Come on. Sharpie. And then we'll make this, we'll make magic. I'll go on a world tour. Right? Duct tape, I think, would be better, actually, because duct tape, I can go on a what's holding it together tour. Right? I mean, seriously. Keeping it all together. Duct tape. Sold! I'll travel, I'll film, someone will edit it, it'll be amazing. I'll get duct tape stories across the country, 50 states, and we'll get everyone to autograph the van with a Sharpie. I mean, come on! This shit writes itself. 1973. Remember, decades don't matter. It goes back and forth, up and down, and it just encompasses media. Mostly music, some entertainment, slight entertainment, just a little bit, sometimes. But I found plenty of stuff tonight. So, the release of Jonathan Livingston Seagull. That was a movie. Okay, this was 1973. I guess it was, I don't remember if I've ever seen it, but I guess it's about a seagull with a voiceover actor, and the seagull wants to break out of being a seagull. See how fast he can go. He just doesn't like arguing about food every day. I don't know. The bio seemed a little weird. But anyway, it was also the 9th album by Neil Diamond, and that happened today. Today, the album was released. The movie doesn't get released for a couple more days until the 23rd of October, 1973. Now, what's funny about the Jonathan Livingston Seagull, besides the name Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which I can say without stumbling. I can't say stumbling, but I can say Jonathan Livingston Seagull without stumbling. The movie was poorly received, and it was both a critical, financial fiasco, basically. While, in fact, the soundtrack was a critical and financial windfall and success. Neil Diamond's soundtrack was both a critical and commercial success in the fact that it earned Diamond a Grammy and a Golden Globe. So the movie apparently sucked, but the soundtrack was great. I mean, you'll have that, right? I'm tempted to watch it now because I want to see what it is, but I don't know if I'm that tempted. I mean, I'm tempted to eat a chocolate chip cookie, but I'm not going to, even though they're sitting up there. So on the scale of tempted, chocolate chip cookie, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, yeah, cookie's going to win. And I still won't eat the cookie. So, not going to see Jonathan Livingston Seagull, just saying. 1973, Ringo Starr releases his single Photograph. That's it. I didn't even bother to listen to it. I'm like, all right, Ringo, I'm done with you. You don't want fans writing you emails or sending you stuff anymore because why? You don't care. You're tired of it. Don't send me things to autograph. I still love that story. That is so perfect. 1999, Cher releases her single Believe. Believe. It was Song of the Year for 1999 and a Grammy Best Dance recording for 2000. Believe. Cher. Yeah, I know. Don't quit my day job. I'm not a singer. I'm not mechanically inclined when it comes to music. I mean, I can play the clarinet. I can't play guitar. I can play stand-up bass. I can play the guitar badly, so badly. I don't really think I can sing. I think I'm tone deaf. I mean, not tone deaf, but I just can't sing. I don't think I'm in key, as they say. Oh, damn it. I totally forgot to turn that off tonight again. Sorry, that's my heating system. It's annoying. If you haven't been here, I have steam heat, and the steam rises radiators, and then it returns, condenses, and creates vapor into liquid. Liquid is then pumped back into the boiler. That's the motor that pumps it back into the boiler. And it happens often when it's cold out. So I have a Post-it note. I wrote it down. I just keep forgetting to bring it upstairs to turn off the heater when I come to the show. Sorry. It's annoying. I know. But hey, it keeps the house warm. And it's warm down here now because it was a little chilly. I remember in the basement. I mean, the studio, the lower level studio. 2010, Decca Records. I'm like, Decca? It doesn't even exist anymore? I was like, really? I mean, maybe it doesn't today. That's 15 years ago. But Decca. All right. Decca Records releases The Union, a collaboration of Elton John and Leon Russell. I was like, all right. Well, anyway, I guess it's the album becomes the highest charting LP for both artists in 30 years. Basically, Rolling Stone said it's number 3. So that's not bad, right? I mean, you know, you got to collab with people. It's like when you add characters to TV shows because it's kind of losing ratings. They need to spice it up, so they add a new character to it. Like Oliver. When the Brady Bunch started to tank, they added Oliver, which I thought sucked. I wasn't a fan of Oliver. Why would you add Oliver? Come on. It's Marsha. 2024, the 39th annual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees are Cher, because we just talked about Cher, Dave Matthews, Foreigner, Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Ozzy before he died, Jimmy Buffett after he died, Mary J. Blige, and others. So I guess you want to get in the rock hole before you die, I imagine, right? I mean, because otherwise, how do you know? Did I get in the rock hole? I don't know. You're burning in hell. Pitchfork. Just saying. I mean, Ozzy, you know, well, come on. He's definitely not, you know, in heaven if that's the way it works, right? I mean, he hit a head off a bat. He was, you know, Ozzy, right? So isn't he like getting poked with a pitchfork at this point? 9K to hell? I'm just saying. Prove me wrong. 2018, Halloween, the reboot. Starred Jamie Lee Curtis. At the time, she was 55 years old. The opening box office was $77 million. It sets a record that Jamie Lee Curtis now holds as the oldest female lead in a horror movie to ever achieve such a monumental opening weekend. There you go. Jamie Lee Curtis and Halloween. The whole franchise of Halloween. 1966, the Yardbirds. They arrived in New York City for for their first U.S. tour. Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page are the lead guitarists. After 2 days on the tour, Jeff Beck gets acute laryngitis and pretty much quits the band outright. Just, you know what? I'm not doing this. He just quits the band outright. I was like, really? Like, I had to go look that up. I'm like, really? He quit the band for laryngitis? I guess he just was done with the band in general. But it's just like, I'm on tour, couple dates. You know what? Screw this. I'm just quitting. Beck would go on to form the Jeff Beck Group. And that gave Rod Stewart his first major exposure. Page would go on to lead Led Zeppelin in 1968. That's what happened to the Yardbirds. They kind of drifted away. They got some good songs. 1968, an 18-year-old Peter Frampton meets Steve Marriott at a Small Faces show in London, England. Small Faces was a band. It's nothing besides that. I did look it up. I was like, wait, is that a band? Yeah, it's a band. After striking up a friendship, the two discuss starting a band together. And in fact, do so the following April 1969. They formed the band Humble Pie. I was like, oh, that's how that came about. Frampton comes alive in Humble Pie. Also in 1968, on their farewell tour, the band Cream does live recordings at the Los Angeles Coliseum in Los Angeles, California. These recordings are then put on Goodbye to Cream, a farewell tour album that is released the following year, 1969. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. I just get the details in there. You know, you record a live session, you release a live session. It's not really rocket science. It's kind of formula. 1973, David Bowie released his 7th LP, Pin-Ups. I listened to the entire thing tonight. It's really good. Just so you know, I had never heard it before. I don't believe. Anyway, Pin-Ups. It's his 7th LP. The album, which featured the supermodel Twiggy on the cover, is a collection of cover versions of some of Bowie's favorite songs. So he's got Pink Floyd, The Pretty Things, The Who, The Yardbirds, and The Kinks. It's really good. It's a really good. I was like, oh, all right. He does Emily Play by Pink Floyd. Rosaline's the opening track. I was like, oh, this is good. So yeah, I would definitely say if you want to try something that's Bowie, listen to Bowie's covers. Again, YouTube it. YouTube Music. That's where I go. Pin-Ups. Quite good. I like Bowie, so yeah, I would highly recommend it. 1979, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers released the 3rd LP, Damn the Torpedoes. Remember, we've talked about that. Damn the Torpedoes, full speed ahead. We know where they came from. Came from the Farragut, Admiral Farragut, who basically sent the ship down the torpedoes full speed ahead. The torpedoes meaning mines that were floating mines in the water. But he didn't care. He was good. And he did. He got through and he won the battle. So, yes. That's when I was talking about history things. I have to go back and look at that. It just, this takes too long already. So, anyway, the success was on his 2 previous albums. It was both commercial and critical acclaim. It reached number 2 on the charts. The only thing that held it back was Pink Floyd, The Wall was at number 1, and they could not dislodge them from that position. The Wall stayed there for quite some time. So Tom Petty got 2nd. That's as far as it got. Did not get to number 1. 2 singles came out of it. Don't Do Me Like That, number 10, and Refugee, number 15. So we got 2 hit singles out of it. And the number 2 album, I mean, that's, I always say that's if you're a stand-up comedian, and you have to follow somebody, or the joke is like, yeah, you might expect me to go out after this person. Okay, great. Yeah, that's like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Robin Williams, everybody. Okay, now here's this guy. It's like, oh, great. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. So, yeah. Tom Petty is like, oh, great. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Sure. Perfect. Good luck with that. 1980, AC/DC. They kicked off a 20-date UK tour in Bristol Colston Hall. This was the band's first gig since the tragic loss of Bon Scott. Bon Scott died on February 19th of 1980. Scott died of asphyxiation of his own vomit. Apparently, he was out drinking with a mate. Nothing too crazy, but his buddy was driving him home, probably drinking, but not judging, just saying. But anyway, Bon fell asleep in the passenger seat. So his buddy thought he was comfortable, so he basically just left him in the car, leaned the seat back, and let him sleep it off. Problem is, when he came back in the morning, good old Bon had vomited, asphyxiated himself, and was dead. When he took him to the hospital, they tried to revive him, but he panicked and realized that, yeah, he had been dead for quite some time. So a very tragic ending to Bon Scott of AC/DC. 1985, the band Aha. You remember that band, Aha. If you were alive back then, that video was everywhere. It was like the whole thing. It went to number 1 on the U.S. charts with a single for Take On Me. Take on me, take me on. It was the first time a Norwegian group made it to number 1 on the U.S. album charts. Norwegian. I did not know he was Norwegian. Did not ever put that together. Because I just didn't. It wasn't like I cared or didn't care. I just didn't know he was Norwegian, right? But anyway, it was the first Norwegian group to score number 1 on the Billboard charts. The video from the song featured the band in, now I have to get this right, the pencil sketch animation method called rotoscoping, along with live action. Okay, so it's rotoscoping. That was the particular type of graphics that they used, along with live action. It won 6 awards and was nominated for 2 others at the 1986 MTV Music Awards. Yeah, because they played that thing constantly. That's when MTV actually played music. That was still in the first 5 years of their existence. So yeah, they were just music. That was constant 24/7. So if you wanted to see music videos, that's where you went. And Aha was all over that. There was definitely in heavy rotation, as we would say in the biz. Heavy rotation. 1989, Alan Murphy, guitarist with the English band Level 42, died of pneumonia related to AIDS. Murphy also worked with Kate Bush, Go West, and Mike and the Mechanics. I listened to some of those songs. I'm like, oh yeah, I could see where that's. You could hear the influence in a couple of different bands in the songs. Yes, not a lot of people. My death list is very low again tonight, which is good. We want to have Death Tick a holiday, right? 1991, the band Oasis played the Boardwalk in their hometown of Manchester. Now, I didn't know if it was like the Boardwalk, if it's a club, a venue, or the fact that it's a boardwalk, like a seaside boardwalk. So that I don't know, and I can't clarify that because I didn't look it up. See, if I say I'm going to the boardwalk, and my references, that means I'm going down to the shore, to the boardwalk, which is, along the ocean where you walk on the boards by the walk. But I don't know. Manchester by the Sea, I'm assuming, has a boardwalk. So I'm going to say that that's what it was. It was the boardwalk. Anyway, Oasis played the Boardwalk in their hometown of Manchester. This was the first gig that Noel Gallagher was in the band lineup. So October the 19th was the first time Noel Gallagher played with the band Oasis. Apparently Liam was already there. Noel came on later. Maybe that's where the animosity comes from. I don't know. 1997, original Alice Cooper guitarist Glenn Cooper, who is credited with co-writing School's Out, 18, and Elected, died of pneumonia. He was born in Akron, Ohio. I didn't know he was from Akron, Ohio. I knew who he was when I saw the name. I'm like, oh, wait, I know the name because I know Alice Cooper. But yes, no, did not know Akron, Ohio. Back to Oasis, 1998. Oasis Noel Gallagher made a surprise appearance at the new London venue, Sound Republic. Now, see, that told me it was a venue as opposed to the boardwalk, which I don't know was a venue. I'm assuming it's just a boardwalk. I'm going to go with it. But anyway, the new venue, the Sound Republic. He basically jammed along with Pete Townsend of The Who and alongside the Boo Radleys. There was another group, but I didn't care. So I didn't write it down. They didn't seem like they were that important. What can I say? I'm selective in my memory and what I write. I don't want to give you every single detail of every little thing. Some things I go further. I find more details when I find little stories. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that seems like I should delve a little deeper. I have to go research. I go hit Wikipedia. I go hit the internets and I find a little bit more. Like this one, which I was like, really? Okay, I can see that. 2005, a music survey concluded that an average person, okay, spends about $42,000 in their lifetime on music. Now remember, this is 2005, first of all, okay? So they accredited that with musical equipment, hi-fi, headphones, Walkman, whatever you're getting, concert tickets, and music, as in like streaming services, CDs. They didn't have a lot of streaming services 2005, just saying, that was 20 years ago. But CDs, albums, cassettes, 42,000, 2005. The enthusiast, now they didn't say what the enthusiast was, but the enthusiast, a music enthusiast, they said spends almost double that, about $89,000 in a lifetime on musical equipment, concert tickets, and sorts of music like cassettes and CDs and stuff. I was like, I could see that. I'm just trying to figure out, like, you know, what do you break that down? If you start when you're, 18 or 16, and when do you stop? 66. So 50 years. So 50 years, $45,000, $1,000 a year on music. I guess that seems on average correct, right? I mean, more than that now. Shit, you could spend $1,000 on a single concert. I saw somebody was complaining about, speaking of concerts, are ridiculous. I saw the World Cup tickets were like astronomical, thousands of dollars. I was like, what the? Really? Like, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll be watching the World Cup not in a stadium somewhere. But yeah, that's insane. But yeah, that sounds about right. I could see spending about $1,000 a year average on concert tickets. But now it's more than that. I mean, hell, you go to a festival and, you spend a few $100s. And then, again, if you think about all the ancillary things of music, if you're driving somewhere, you've got gas, if you're going to stay overnight, hotel or airfare, tickets, and you've got food and beverages. And, I mean, right there could be $500 easy or more for a single show. So, yeah, I bet it's more now if you're a average consumer. Yes, I know. It's annoying. Sorry. So average consumer, sure. I could see $1,000 a year average for the average consumer, and more so for someone who's an enthusiast. I mean, you go to a couple of festivals a year and you're spending more than $1,000, I'm betting. That's just me. 2007, Johnny Marr, former lead guitarist of the band The Smiths, was made a visiting professor at the University of Salford in Manchester. The timer is going to go off, so I'm going to go ahead and put this little screen card up for just a second because I am the guy in the van, remember? So you can go ahead and find the guy in the van, and we'll do guy in the van stuff. Come on, what's going on here? Click already. There we go. Okay, back. See, at least I didn't go to a dark screen. See, I saw it coming this time because I was looking. I was carefully attentive. Anyway, Johnny Marr was named a visiting professor at the University of Salford in Manchester. Marr delivered a series of workshops, master classes, and to students of the Bachelor of Arts Popular Music and Recording degree. Yes, Professor Marr is coming out. I mean, look, David Lowery is a professor in the University of Georgia, I believe. I mean, he's like regular professor, like all the time. So, I mean, here's my professor, Professor Lowery. So, I mean, that's fun, right? If you want to talk about, I don't know, real world band stuff. If you're a real world band guy that's toured with a band for decades, you can have a lot of, I guess, intrinsic knowledge for that. So I would say yes, I would take Professor Marr. Okay, people are just crazy. You're just nuts. 2009, Elvis. Elvis. A clump of hair that was supposedly from the hair of Elvis's head that when he got his hair cut in 1958 while joining the army. Okay, so someone held on to this hair in a bag somewhere. Here you go. I'm going to auction off this hair. This has happened in Chicago, Illinois in 2009. He sold this bag of hair for $15,000. I know. What? I don't get it. What do you do? Do you fashion, do you tape it onto the side of give yourself, guy got real Elvis sideburns? What? Do you make like a wig out of it? Yeah. I don't get it. I don't know what the value of, it's like a Beanie Baby. Like, I've got Elvis's hair. Okay. Gross. Why? Explain this to me. I don't understand fandom. I just don't. Especially like hair. What? $15,000 for hair. Okie dokie. And it's probably Elvis. Unless you're going to clone it. Now, if you're going to clone it and you're going to make Elvi, sure, why not? You have a whole group of Elvi running around, but I don't know what else. Also, other Elvis possessions that were sold. Okay, other items. A shirt worn by Elvis, $52,000. That seems like a lot for a shirt. Unless you're going to put it, going to display this somewhere. Hard Rock Cafe. You've got something, it's like, and it better be a really good, it can't be like, got a t-shirt from Elvis. Like, what? No, this has to be like, I want this to be like his Viva Las Vegas jumpsuit Elvis. I want something that's for $52,000. It better be a damn much finer thing than a t-shirt. Okay, this one was gross. Okay. A set of concert used handkerchiefs. Now, I guess that's the ones like not blowing your nose handkerchiefs, but the long ones that he would wrap around. I'm guessing, right? They better not be like his pocket. What? $732. Still, that's $800 for a pair of handkerchiefs. Concert worn, though. Concert worn. I think those are the ones like, he would put it on his neck like the scarf. I think they just call them a handkerchief. And again, from his personal collection, a keepsake, a photograph of Elvis and Priscilla at his wedding reception in 1967. $6,000. What? Come on. It's not autographed. It's just a picture of Elvis and Priscilla at the reception. You spent $6,000 for that. Like, why? What, I don't, you know, I have the original. Yeah. Okay, great. I have a photocopy. What's the difference? It's not autographed. Oh my God. Yeah, see, I forgot. It's cold today, so the heater's been on. So there's lots of steam condensing. My bad. I'll turn it off for tomorrow, promise. Talking about sour grapes, Elton John in 2010 describes today's songwriters as pretty awful. His words. Pop music as uninspiring. And talent shows like American Idol, boring. This is all documented in a UK radio magazine, UK Radio Times. Tell us how you really feel, Elton. Boring. You get up there and you can go be the next American Idol, you know, not buying a dog. Okay, this one. Now, this one I had to dive a little bit deeper for. 2011, the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor, Conrad Murray, who's accused of manslaughter for basically giving him the propofol that killed Michael Jackson. It started on the 27th of September, and it goes for a couple more weeks. But at this particular junction on the 19th of October 2011, Dr. Murray, who's accused again, stands accused of manslaughter. Another doctor, Dr. Stephen Schaefer, testifies to the following: that Michael Jackson could not have self-administered the propofol, lethal dose, the sedative propofol, lethal dose, that he just couldn't do it. And then he later said that Dr. Murray's delaying and calling 911, I almost don't know what to say. That is so completely and utterly inexcusable. Kind of nailed the coffin for Mr. Murray there. Dr. Conrad Murray is in fact found guilty and convicted of manslaughter on November 7th. For good old Michael Jackson's death, wrongful death. He gets 4 years in prison, maximum sentence. He spends 2. So that doesn't seem like, I mean, he didn't kill him intentionally, but still 4 years is the maximum sentence. I was like, wow, that seems okay. And he got 2 years. Did lose his doctor's license. He did do that. And there was some other things I didn't really care that much. I was like, all right, whatever. And then 2011, Coldplay releases their 5th album. I really didn't know how to pronounce this, so it's just, it was like Milo Oxolo. Yeah, I don't know. It charted number 1 in 34 countries. That's pretty damn good. Doesn't even say UK, US, 34 countries. 5th LP to debut at number 1, and it's the 3rd to debut at number 1 in the US for Coldplay. They're doing it right, that Coldplay band. I've got an autographed poster of Coldplay when they first came through, and they did a big room because they were tiny when they first came through. They were not gigantic. Now they sell out, arenas and get people in trouble with their video boards. Ooh, born on this day is Peter Tosh. His actual name was Winston Hubert McIntosh. No wonder he changed it to Peter Tosh. He was with the Wailers. Get up, stand up for your life. Yes, Peter Tosh. We lost Peter, he's gone. Gloria Jones, born in Cincinnati, Ohio. She wrote Tainted Love. I was like, wait, Tainted Love? Like Soft Cell Tainted Love? Yeah. Because I listened to it, I'm like, oh wait. She's the one who wrote Tainted Love. That wasn't Soft Cell. They covered it from Gloria Jones of Cincinnati, Ohio. Who knew? I mean, I do now, but I didn't know earlier. I didn't know that Soft Cell didn't write that. I love Tainted Love. It's a great song. Keith Reed of Procol Harum whiter shade of pale, born on this day. Carl Walger of the Water Boys, as well as World Party. Trey Parker, 56 years old today, of South Park. I guess the last episode was really good. I didn't see it yet. I don't subscribe to Paramount. Sorry. I wait till it comes out on YouTube like a week later or whatever, and I'll catch it. But I heard it was great, so I will look for it and watch the greatness of South Park. And Peter Loeffler of Chevelle. We've met Peter Loeffler before, the band Chevelle. Happy birthday to him. The only two people that I found that have any substance that passed away today was Spencer Davis of the Spencer Davis Group and Tom Bosley. Tom Bosley, remember, he was Richie Cunningham's dad on Happy Days. Howard Cunningham, I believe is what his name was. Howard and Marion Cunningham of Happy Days. That's it. That's who I found. So that was exit. I'm out. That was episode 141 on this very rainy Sunday in Columbus, Ohio, from my studios in their small 7-foot by 8-foot space, lurking in the lower level of my home with a very noisy heater. Crap. And tomorrow starts another day. I worked on it. That's it. My hair's so fluffy because I had to wash it because it got so dirty today. Because I was everywhere tonight. I was in an attic. I was on the floor, and then I was in the ceiling. So I was in the attic, in the ceiling of a bathroom. I was on the floor of the kitchen, in the cabinets of the kitchen, and then in the ceiling of the kitchen. So yeah, I just was covered in dirt today. I was just like filthy. I had to cut my nails. They were so grungy and gross. But my hands were covered with concrete dust all day, so my skin's really dry. But I got lots done. And I actually found something that was done correctly in this house. It was one of the first times, which is ridiculous because I found so many things that I'm like, really? There's no shut-off valves to the water, to the sinks? So I have to turn off the main water to the house to cap these things? Like, this is crazy. Like, who built this? Like, none of it's done even close to correct. Weekend warriors. Come on, people. At least read about it. Go read the instruction manual. Something. I'm telling you. Killing me, Smalls. All right, the auction's happening. Oh, I will get that. I got to put it up. I actually made a card for it. I just don't know how to post it so you can like click on it. I wanted to make it a clickable link somewhere. I think I can put it in the profile and do that. Make it a clickable link so you can go look at things in the auction. I have not even looked yet what's up. I have to go through all the items to make sure there's things on there that if I don't want to sell, I have to be like, oh, wait, don't sell that. I still want that. Good luck with that. I'll let you know how that turns out for me. Fuck. All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to go watch Task, Sunday night's Task. Oh, I'm totally caught up on Slow Horses, which sucks. I didn't realize that was a current thing, so I binge watched all the way up to Current, which I hate, so I have to wait till Wednesday till Slow Horses comes out. That's on Apple TV. And then Task. Tonight, I don't know if tonight's the last episode or second to last. It's got to be near the end. But Task is happening tonight. So I'll be hitting the couch momentarily to watch that. And then probably stay up too late watching something else that I don't really care to. Besides that, have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a fantastic Monday. Hopefully it's not raining because rainy days and Mondays always get me down. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. And we'll do this all again, but completely different or similar. I don't know which. Thank you. Have a great evening. See y'all tomorrow. Fade to black. All right, who's buzzing me? What's going on here? Why is my phone making noises? Man, I gotta get better pens. These things are just dying.